Could I ask you to introduce yourself, please?
Sure, my name is Jennifer Layton. It's Layton.
And where are we?
We are at Amen Acres in Arvada, Colorado. And my horse Cisco has been on EquiBrew for 2 weeks now.
And what have you seen in those 2 weeks?
A few things, actually. So Cisco has always had kind of a nervous stomach. So anytime I would walk him up to the arena to ride, he would go to the bathroom at least once, and then he would go a couple of times while I'd ride him. And in the last 2 weeks, I think he's actually only even gone to the bathroom once or twice while I've ridden him. So that's been a big change. He's not had like a nervous stomach or any kind of loose stool. His stool was better even with the recent hay change at the barn than it has been in the past.
So you're saying he had a feed change and that didn't give him nervous poops?
They were a little, he was a little bit more nervous than he had been earlier in the week, but they weren't nearly as bad. Like, they weren't runny. They were a little bit softer, but they weren't runny like they used to be when they would change hay.
Any other effects that you've seen?
Same thing, I think that Heather had mentioned, where he doesn't look as bloated. So he's already like a barrel kind of stomached horse, but he doesn't look as bloated as he used to look. And somebody even asked me if he had lost weight, and I don't think he has, but he looks good. And the other thing is that I come sometimes in the morning to ride him, and it would always just kind of wonder whether or not it was going to be a rodeo that day, just because the assessor would be out feeding them, and he would get really uppity whenever he'd see the hay truck go around, and he did not want to move, or he wanted to move too fast. And I've come 2 or 3 times now to ride him in the morning, and it's been a huge difference. Like, he's been a lot calmer, and I don't feel nervous coming to ride him in the morning anymore, and so.
Easier to get the saddle on, that kind of thing?
Yeah, easier to get the saddle on, and just like he'll either, I can get him to move instead of just run to the corner and just watch the hay truck go by, or not just run across the arena to get to the corner because he saw the hay truck go by. So he's just been a lot more even-tempered, I guess. And eating his food slower. I used to come, if I would be here by 9:30 in the morning, all of his hay would be gone. And now that I've been coming later at like 10 or 11, he's still got like half of his hay left. So he's kind of slowly eating and enjoying his food.
You mentioned something to me about your horse's coat. Could you expand on that?
When he shed his coat, he didn't really shed his belly hair. And after just a few days on the EquiBrew, his belly hair his coat just shed out, and he looks beautiful. I mean, I wasn't sure if it was coincidence, but I'd actually been trying really hard to get that coat off, and then, like I said, after a few days, it just shed out really.
Any advice to somebody who's thinking about trying EquiBrew?
I mean, there's no reason not to try it. So I think, it's if you have a horse that either has issues with stomach digestion or just is acting a little bit off, I think I feel like I've learned that they're just balancing their gut and their body has had an effect on a lot of things that I didn't expect, and so it doesn't hurt to try.
Thank you very much.